Hello everyone, this is Connor and back with more Islanders New Shores. Today is the Halloween update. It is in fact October 20th. I'll try and get this video uploaded today as well. But there's a lot of fun new additions. So firstly there's a new biome, which will not be in the main game, but it will be in Sandbox and a challenge. You can see it looks kind of spoopy. There's also new sandbox items based on, I think, the Halloween decor. There's a new boon added to the game, which is available throughout. So it's available in challenges, it's available in a main journey, where you discard the building you have the most copies of in your building bar, and then draw 1.5 times as many new ones at random. I think Replace is very powerful. I don't know if it competes with Level Up, which is like far and away the best boon currently, because of how Level Up inverter strategies work. But this is probably, in the family of a Duplicate or a Blossom or something. You can imagine, say you have 40 cliff houses or even like 20 houses, even just getting 10, 20, 30 additional buildings on an island gives you a huge score multiplier because each building you place is 0.5% of score at the end of the island. So if you get an extra 15% of your flat score over again, that's going to be hundreds, not thousands, but hundreds of points between islands. There's also two new rewards we can earn via challenges, a camera filter and also a aviary building facade. So like the updated buildings for like temple, for all the different buildings that have a variant, the new city center, etc. There's now one for aviary, new spoopy music. There are 4 new challenges. You can also, if you're using gamepad, you can use the controls from the first game, which is something that I was asking for. I think there are reasons to use both. I don't think it's cut and dry, like one is bad, one is good, but this is something that I saw people requesting on the subreddit as well. So hopefully this appeals to some of my viewers. When I play on console, I will probably be using the old control. Also, there is now a rebindable key for hold for no snapping. So buildings snap onto each other, they lock corner to corner in order to more efficiently use space and to fit into a neater grid, and now you can disable that. And there are cases where snapping is really good, for high score optimized play, where you can like snap a building into a structure or into a wall or something, but there are also times when snapping hurts you, where it takes away a little bit of buildable space. You want to have a building fully squared up into a corner, but then it snaps further to the side in order to get into alignment. And now you can prevent that. So that's going to be like a minor improvement we'll all have to get used to. There's also 6 new achievements or trophies. I guess we can look at those. You'll see there's still several I don't have, but we have now complete 8 challenges. That's new. We have the Vanishing one pre-existed, but earn 200,000 points in the Can't Stop, Won't Stop. We'll get to the challenges in a second. Earn 850 in Clairvoyance, 5,000 on the first island of Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Okay, that feels very achievable. 8,000 in Ghost Whisperer, 3,100 in Industrious, and complete 12 challenges. I would say that is the 6. Cool. So, also, you'll see that I have been dethroned from #1 on Manufactory already. This Formal Ninja puts up some impressive scores. I might come back to this at some point. It was a fun challenge, but for right now, I want to try out some of this new Halloween stuff. So, Ghost Whisperer, you start with 2 statues with wisps, but you only score points if you score using a wisp. So essentially, we're going trick-or-treating. We're going to be jumping the ghost between different, or the wisp between different houses, or different buildings of any sort, and earning points that way. Clairvoyance is a challenge with no building draw limit decline, but your only goal is to get a really high score fortune teller. So you just play buildings until the fortune teller math is no longer in your favor. Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I think this is a mistype. I think it's supposed to be travel over 3 islands based on what it says here. But you only get 3 minutes per island. But each building that scores 20 plus points, you get 10 additional seconds, and both your building and boons never decline. So I think this challenge might be absurdly high scoring. One of the devs was speculating you might be able to get millions of points here. Because with the draw limit and boons never declining, you can place a lot of buildings. You just have to keep getting 20 plus points to give yourself enough time. And 3 minutes is not a lot of time, but getting 20 points or 21 points, I guess. It looks like this is written, so 20 counts. That's not actually very difficult. And then you get 10 seconds So there isn't a, opportunity to just sit there and think for a long time, maybe without pausing at least. But I think that you can get a high score there. And then industrious, you start with a building bar full of industrial buildings and plenty of boons to help you out, but then you earn no further packs. So it's kind of similar to fully stacked. Except this one is industrial in nature. I'm going to load it up. I'm not going to play this challenge today, but I just want to see what they offer you. I think I'm going to play the 2 Halloween challenges that have unlocks related to them and just try and get both those unlocks. And it's Halloween! Congratulations, everyone. It's Ween. Whoa. Okay. Cool. So kind of an evil island generation, and the lightning in the background was sick. 3 pyres, guild hall, 5 docks, 5 verdure, a lot of wheat, a lot of lumber. This is... Snooze is going to like this one. This is going to be a difficult challenge to optimize, but fun. And then over here, we have a blossom, a bargain and a duplicate, 1 score multiplier, 1 wisp, which is going to be big, and then 5 sustainables. Cool. That's like a cool challenge. Like I said, I don't want to actually play that one today, but I think let's start out with Ghost Whisperer, which seems like a more unique challenge, I guess. I mean, they're both quite unique, but the high score fortune teller. Ooh. I'm not certain I've seen this generator before. I wonder if this is new. Also, the UI is Halloweenified. You love to see it. Okay, so this is I have to score points with Ghost, or with the Wisp, if I want to get points at all. And I can start with City Pack, so like clearly they've changed the sequence of buildings for this one as well. If I take Mason, I'm just going to get 3 Masons, which is like fine. You can't jump Wisp into 2 buildings, so 1 Wisp is going to need to be in City and 1 will be in Infrastructure, I would assume. So not really playing for a high score, just playing to do well enough to get the unlocks. So maybe this can be a little bit of a guide for anyone who also wants to unlock them. But I'm going to assume, let's use 1 Mason, at least, down here to transition into brickyards and start doing industry, and then 1 Mason up here to transition into a city center and start doing city. Start doing city buildings. Seems like a reasonable path. I do not want glyph houses. They are good with Wisp, but they're bad in general. And I have a particular disdain for them. So we'll do that, and then I'm kind of tempted to... Yeah. Okay, Shaman will also score off the city center. Second city center is kind of big. So I have a few flowers. I don't know if they'll even give me verdure, because verdure don't score off of buildings. So it would be difficult to, like, I don't know if verdure can pick up Wisp, right? So they might not be including that at all. The reason that I'm looking down here immediately for... Ooh, actually over here seems better, but I want to place my Shaman somewhere that'll be good for cliff houses. So I want somewhere either on a cliff or between 2 cliffs. Over here kind of counts as between 2 cliffs. Like, I would prefer an actual canyon like this, but just a little crevice is also functional. And if I can get past that -6, that would be a lot more enticing. Oh, I guess let me, while I'm here, settings, keybinds. So hold for no snapping is set on C. That is the default key. So typically, if I'm not actually going to leave this building, but if I place this here, you see it snapped into alignment on that corner. But what if I really actually want to place it here? Well, I can hold down C and... Whoa, wait a minute. It ignores... Wow, that is a fascinating choice. That when you're holding down C, it doesn't even... Like, it truly is freedom of placement. So I could place it there instead. That is an interesting choice. I wonder I guess that's just the easiest way to disable jumping to match, but it's an interesting quirk of it that it doesn't just... Dang, this is unfortunate. That it doesn't just turn off the snapping, it also turns off collision. Yeah, it looks like I can get a 15. And then I will jump the wisp back this way. And I think... I'm always a bit torn about how to lay out city centers, statues, and all of that. But I guess let's... I'm imagining kind of a terrace over here to reclaim this space, and I'm thinking that'll be where the temple goes. So I'm actually going to build a little bit that direction, and then should be pretty easy to recover those spent points, given this whole point setup. I mean, Wisp, double city center, and... Ooh, yeah, fountain's good. I don't have to use it yet either. So this... Oh, the reason that the shaman jumped to 0 down here is that it wasn't scoring Wisp, and much as the challenge speculates, you get 0 points if you don't use the Wisp. Indicates, not speculates. I chose the wrong word. So we do need to keep moving Wisp, but that is totally fine. And I think we now need to use Fountain. I guess we could House down here, but that's kind of a throw. And I guess to that point, do I need a Mason to get it back into Cliff Houses? Or not a Mason, a Mansion, sorry. I think I will be cognizant of that. And so let's do this. Creepy Halloween music playing in the background. I just can't bring myself to take Cliff Houses. I'm sorry. It's so bad. But the cool news is this does totally offset... Oh, I guess it doesn't... So you can still get negatives without the Wisp. Okay. You just can't possibly score a positive. Interesting. 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 Well, I mean, I have 9 houses, so I could probably just carry myself for a while only playing those. Seems like it might be the strat. So we only need to get to 5,000 points. Harbor's challenging. I guess I can use 1 house to move into Harbor down here whenever I want to. I'll need a second fountain to get back into Mansion at some point. I'm going to leave space for a Mansion over here so I can start cliff housing, but... Yeah, so this requires some interesting planning ahead already, and I'm sure I'm not making, like, optimal decisions. I'm kind of just placing things, you know. 33 is so much better than 27. Getting the score needed in 1 building is a big deal. Okay, Park also does it for getting back into Mansion. And I still don't feel the need to do it yet, though. I guess I actually, just playing my houses this close to the city centers is probably a mistake, but again, I'm kind of just playing for getting enough points to unlock stuff and explore this challenge. Spooky music going off. Could work the Wisp all the way over here using 2 Masons. I haven't gotten Brickyard or Sandpit, which I was kind of expecting. So it seems like there's a very altered draw of which buildings you can get. Which fundamentally, I agree with. I think it's fun. I think it's an interesting way to tweak the game. Interesting and relatively simple, I imagine. Getting me in the Halloween spirit. I'm getting scared I won't be able to make my way back around, but Hut's going to be a little difficult to score into yet. I guess now I take Cliff House. Yeah, it's interesting to just not even be considering so many buildings because they have been disabled effectively. Such a bad use of space. I think I'll just take the 18. Okay, one more. One more house. And then we can... Ooh, I actually kind of left this line spot thinking about a park. The only downside is once I do that, how do I get the wisp into a mansion? I think instead I need to... What shape mansion do I have? Okay, big line. I can do mansion right here if I do park right here. Yeah, mansion here, and then work the wisp down. I might go ahead and place this even for 0. I mean, if I was going to place it here, I should have done it before the houses, but I think making a lot of space for cliff houses makes some sense. I mean, generally duplicate's a much stronger boon. I don't have anything I'm in love with duplicating yet, but the island's young. Haven't played very far. Sauna will hold a wisp and then never give it back, but it's a high scoring building. Okay. Oh, and now with 2 shamans. Okay, soundtrack. I'm actually a little concerned that's going to be way too loud against my voice, but I don't think it is. And it's, I mean, it's, you know, it sounds cool, so I do want to listen to it. I do want to leave it playing. All right. I guess at some point I can do stuff down here, the harbors and docks. I didn't even really look for fish before I started playing, though. I guess all the fish are back here. And actually like a goodly number of them. Not that it matters without a wisp, but... Oh, this is an interesting challenge. Yeah, this has considerably changed my play patterns. You love to see it. All right, so... How do I get wisp value on a sauna? Creepy metal noises in the soundtrack. I guess, I mean, I can just put the wisp in a house. I don't really think I can get the sauna inland enough for the cliff houses. So maybe it's just best to begin playing them. Who even knows if the pool contains lighthouse? I do want to leave wall platform potential somewhere along this ridge. So maybe I just start kind of low. Maybe I go here. And then we love the tiny cliff house. Find spots that don't take up very much space. Oh, the 18 is like so close to being good. A 19 is all I need. We'll just do that. And then, do I assume that I am getting brickyards at some point? It's kind of strange I haven't gotten them yet if I'm going to. well. Lots more cliff houses, as to be expected. I guess I can... Oh, this would borrow the wisp. Okay. So at some point, when I'm ready to move the wisp along, I can hit it with one of these. So I guess I should build to... Am I even going to get wisp into plateau? I don't know how reasonable that is. I guess I can jump the wisp into a... It's probably somewhere up here. If I move it into a mason, I can get the negative as a way to transfer the wisp, and then go into plateau. But either way, I'm just essentially using the building to try and create a new scoring area for mansions up here. Or maybe I want to keep moving down into this region. I guess I was looking up here for the flowers for the shaman, but getting a low score on one shaman's not a huge deal. It also does not need to be that low of a score. So yeah, maybe right now I focus on getting the wisp to around here using my cliff houses, and then I can jump it into the shaman. And then... Oh, yes, I can start using my second wisp. Okay, so if I want to use second wisp, I'm still a little nervous that I'm going to get Brickyard like next, and then I'm going to be stuck not being able to easily move wisps into it. This is definitely a thinking challenge. You definitely got to be intentional and strategize and stuff. Okay. We will keep shuffling wisp this direction. Because, I mean, you know, most of this space up here got filled in. I left a spot here for a mansion that who knows if I'll come back to it. I mean, warehouse allows me to transition between structures, which is a key function. Okay. So now having done all that, I think we can play these two. And then pick up that wisp. And I'm next going to grab it with a shaman. Right, like here-ish, I guess. Trying to avoid that -6 and the -15. If you look on either end of my shaman's detection bubble, I got problems. So, like an 18 or a 20, somewhere around here. That does interfere some with the plateau placement, though. I think we just hit the plateau. So wisp is now in this. I don't think I want to bother copying that plateau. That seems like a lot. Okay, so I can place this for no score. How am I actually gonna make wisp care? It'll be a hardship. I don't know which of these buildings are even in consideration, but I guess I would need to wait until I have... I don't know if masons score on plateaus. Because I could do like plateau into mason, into city center, into plateau. It does seem easier to just hit the second plateau. Somewhere down here and go ahead and jump the wisp. I mean, okay, so this plateau is not currently placeable because it's like levitating. It's too high above the ground. Very spooky, it's levitating because it's sliding up this slope. And the secret to getting the weird wiggly plateaus, from what I've observed and heard, is that you need to get it placeable. And then once it's placeable, you can convince it to go... I guess it's actually not levitating, it's just casting a shadow. Okay, so this is not allowing me to place it. Presumably this blocks it. I don't exactly know why or how, but here we are. And I don't think I care about being in grid versus getting 41 points. If I'm going to play that 41, I'm tempted to just slam this for nothing, just to have another good structure placed in this area to help boost my mansion scores. If I'm doing that, where do I actually want it? Oh yeah, I guess I can get pretty good scores clipped into here that I wasn't even really considering. Okay. So let's go here and then... Just trying to wonder about my shaman. I mean, worst case, there's some mediocre, inoffensive shamans like this or something. And even if this ends up being a -7, it's kind of whatever. But you can't move 2 wisps into the same building. So there might be a point of diminishing returns, and I might be nearing it. Do I need to start running this wisp back down here to get into the harbors and then move it into warehouse? Unsure. Unsure. I think for right now, we go back to the mansions. I think we know it works. Seems like a fine strategy. I don't have any cliff houses to place instead. Jump that wisp down. Now, yeah, I've got some excellent mansions through here. Yeah, you can see that it changes which wisp you grab, I think just based on proximity. Like, as I get closer to that shaman, I'm still detecting the shaman here, but it's not taking the wisp. It's choosing the plateau instead. It's interesting. There's some nuance there that maybe I don't fully understand. Okay, I wonder, can I place that more precisely? So if I go here, then this would need to be here. It's just -3 instead of plus some tiny amount. Too far. Perfect. Okay, I mean, it's decent already. Yeah, there's some fun to be had there for sure. Not quite there yet, but... Spooky music. Spooky lightning crashes. They didn't tell me this was a horror game. Sorry for the jump scares. It is interesting. It's funny that, like, the original... Whoa. The synth. The original Islanders also had, like, a Halloween event with skins and everything. It's kind of a non-contentious holiday, in fairness. Oh, I think a smaller shape would fit there. Do want to be careful not to strand my wisp on this side, though. Maybe I just take a worse score from that one. Lots of uncertainties. I mean, I could just place out my mansions, like go low ground, fill this area and then use the fountain. I could alternate parks and mansions, like do the parks further out in spots like this that I'm not as attached to. By alternating parks and mansion, I can have more buildings actually utilizing Wisp. Doesn't seem like a bad plan. I maybe did not like that exact placement, but I think the plan is fine. So what if I do that and then just keep sort of swapping back and forth and maybe jump up here for a little bit and then meander over, and yeah, that seems fine. Just a way to get more buildings actually scored using the Wisp. Because as I have learned, parks do not score on each other. Okay, this is getting the Wisp from this plateau, which might be fine. I don't necessarily know that's a mistake. For right now, let's not, though. Let's focus on one Wisp at a time. And then, oh, I hope that's placeable. Yeah, the orientation is correct. And my mansion shape is excellent. Just a little guy. I mean, I guess we can just do that. And then this. So statue's worth 0 to place. I think shrink building is going to be a good, like, Hail Mary way to escape a Wisp from a bad spot that I got it stuck in. Like, if I really can't find a way to move a Wisp otherwise, maybe that'll save me when it comes down to it at the end. Yep, the terrace plan. Okay, so the terrace does score off of this plateau, so that can be a way of reclaiming a Wisp over here. Do I want to place this terrace thinking about temple? That seems like a reasonable choice. I imagine I'm getting temple. And it's just, you know, a high-scoring, good terrace anyway. And it's good to get the Wisp out of this area so I don't accidentally mix up my Wisps. I mean, Guildhall will score on anything, so another kind of... I don't think we need it for like a Hail Mary, but another little option for pulling the Wisp out of structures. This is tempting. It's tempting to jump back. I'm just nervous that I would not then be able to come forward again. I mean, I could... Now could be a good moment to temporarily... Oh, and this scores off parks. Okay, yeah, let's temporarily get back into these cliff houses. I am keeping in mind the wall platform possibilities along here. I think... Oh, I mean, so this is already a little lip up. This is slightly higher, and then this is a full distance higher as well. I'm really hoping I can just build over these. Like, looking at it, I find it pretty difficult to judge relative heights in the game just based on the isometric camera angle. Like here, it looks like, you know, this cliff towers over these houses, but when you look at it from this direction, they look almost flat. So, worst case, I can still go over here, though. And getting like a 25 is so much better than a 15. I guess let's go 25. And maybe we can do one more that way. Just taking high value buildings. I'm not certain it's right. It just feels right in my soul. I could shrink this probably. Or I could jump the wisp back this way with a pretty good score. And it creates higher scores up here on the plateau. But the plateau is in like the literal land structure, not the plateau is in the building. I mean, building on the plateau would also be higher scores, but that was not what I was trying to express. Strategically, I'm not sure that's correct. Kind of brutal that even like these don't score the wisp. I might have to start moving back this way already. This little back crevice doesn't seem amenable to being built in. This may have been a mistake in general. I'm like pondering how to get back down into my... Okay. Okay, 1 second, 1 second. The music's good, it's just a little intense for me right now. I'm already pondering a difficult decision. Don't yell at me. Okay. This might be the Hail Mary. Because then... Well, this square is in a difficult spot, but I could play it over here. Could play it for 0. And then if I do play it for 0, does that even... I don't even think this reaches the park in question. So I guess I need to fountain it out of this park anyway. So if I go here... And then, oh, surely that, it's literally swinging through. It just doesn't score on, it only scores the other way. Cliff houses score on parks. Parks don't score on cliff houses. Okay. Neither do fountains. And, okay. Little bit of a kerfluffle. I've seen worse, but... I mean, that's actually, like, not bad. I probably should have placed this before anything else. I didn't think it would be this good, but yeah, that's several points missed for sure. Well, okay, I guess I'm trying to transition out of cliff houses, but I suppose I can place one over here, tagging the shaman, where the mason will then be able to, or the mansion, again, I'm sorry, will be able to grab it. Okay, let's go for that. So let's place a shaman that re-grabs the wisp, and then a cliff house that grabs and moves the wisp, and then a mansion just needs to tag. Okay, it needs to be a little bit lower, it would seem. I'm hoping to be able to get the second shaman, but it may not be feasible. We'll try this spot. There we go. And that even jumped. So you see here jumping was good for me because it clipped into the stone. Like that mansion now overlaps with that wall in a way that would not naturally be placeable. Well, it's cool tech. Okay, and now I'm back to the alternating game, right? But I don't want to go over here because then I can't alternate, so instead let's go there. Yeah, okay, this is kind of working. At some point I'll need to decide when to deploy this, but so far it would not have mattered because I'm not playing it here. Mountain Shrine is generally a high-scoring building. Yeah, it will steal a wisp, but that is okay. Do I want to duplicate Mountain Shrine? It's very achievable right now. Now is a moment when I actually could duplicate it, which may not always or even frequently be the case. Hmm. Hmm. I mean, I'd rather duplicate Fortune Teller, but how am I gonna how am I gonna do that? I have to get a bargain. Um, I think I'm not getting Verger. That seems to be the case. So that's gonna considerably weaken Mountain Shrine, like any way you slice it. So I think I'm not gonna try and duplicate it. My brief pondering feels like that's maybe not the play. I will do this, because I think this opens me up to getting into Dock Harbor and then back into Warehouse, and from Warehouse back into Mason, and then from Mason back into House or City Center. Maybe I'm not ready to play those yet, and maybe I would love to play them over here with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 potentially fish spots, but I mean, how am I going to move a wisp all the way over there? It would have to be like a bad tower or two. Like tower there and then negative tower here, and like it's just going to be a something like that, right? Some very silly, impractical multi-move. But yeah, this I think creates the opportunity to get to the water much more easily. And harbors do in fact score off houses, just +2, but that counts. A little confused about the pyres. I guess you're supposed to pull wisp out of city centers? That is a challenge to save for another day. Or another, you know, another round. I will certainly have to deal with it today. I'm just gonna keep alternating these to keep the wisp moving. Hermitage, okay. Still, I don't know, huts do score on each other, so like once I think they do, they used to. So once I get a bunch of huts, I can just place them all in. They do not score on each other, cool. So once I, I mean, I guess I can pull it out of Mason or Warehouse and then go into Sauna and then back into Hut. That was probably a mistake, though. This is a very cool challenge. Like, shout out to the developers. The implementation and which buildings they chose to include create lots of opportunities for figuring out weird little paths you have to take to keep getting decent score on your buildings. Oh, another square? That's bad luck. Well, let's just play the close one. Okay. I was wondering when I would get an L that reaches into there, but not yet. I mean, level up is the best boon. a little consideration for terrace because it actually moves the wisp, but I'm not really concerned with... I mean, I guess the level up score does count for the get 5,000 points goal, which again is what I'm really attempting here. It's just trying to get 5k. Yeah, I mean, I could just stay up here, I suppose. Getting a little difficult. Okay. That at least fits. I think the small one might tag the city center, so I might try and wait it out at least a little bit longer. Okay, so I need to get a wisp back over here for the temple at some point. Maybe I'm not in like a huge rush to play it, but just because the temple scores on so many things, it'll be a little easier, I think, to wisp into. I think we take this. A smaller one would be a little bit better, but, you know, beggars and choosers. I don't know if that's the correct direction to go. I might want to work back around this way. It's got like an 18 versus 14. Can't see what other scores are. 18's not incredible, but I don't know how much more city centrage I can expect. And my 3 shamans in here, just here to help the cliff houses, of course. Speaking of, I could probably find a good way to chain back that direction when it comes time. Or could just hit one of these. I guess let's do one house and then build out some of the dock and harbor stuff. Okay, good to know this spot is buildable. Lots of options despite not having that many buildings. And I mean, there's a lot of points on the table here, but I don't think I can get back there. So let's just build on this coast, and that'll create pretty good house placements as well, if it comes to that. Wonder if I just do the temple now. Like, I just place this and then temple and then do another house to pull it back out. I don't even know if the houses reach high enough up. Doesn't look like they do. Okay, we'll take wall. Again, it seems like a good building to move wisp around. Okay, huts, bad? I haven't gotten Fisher at all. I mean, yeah, so far it's just like city center, sauna. Yeah, huts were a trap. I have absolutely fallen for it. And then whenever I want to recover my wisp, it is that easy. Which I guess I just want to go ahead and do. I don't know how it's getting better. I would love an enormous number of houses on this island. That would be really good. Monument's probably good, actually. Mind you, I would need to come back into a park, but that's quite achievable. Yes, we're already looking at a 101. Not bad. Not bad at all. We're getting close on Fortune Teller. I am aware of it. I'm counting my buildings quietly. I was not bothering to share, but I suppose you should know. We are getting close to the point of playing Fortune Teller. Wow. 3 Hermitage right off the pull. And I could duplicate it. Huh, that's a lot of Hermitage. Okay. Well, this challenge is too spooky. 26. I also I mean, credit where it's due. I have no idea if I'm doing well, which I think is an interesting positive of challenge design. Because it creates these situations where they're just so uncertain, so unusual. Come on. Okay, so that didn't work. I could do like this, though. And then back into pretty good mansion, I suppose. That's just a lot of points. And since I do currently have 6 glyph houses. That's a lot of buildings. I think the 2 score multiplier is better, but anyway, since I have a Wispin house and a Wispin mansion already, using the fountain to move between the 2 is hardly required. How to play on. I guess now that we have the wall platform, let's check. Ooh, placeable. I am pleased and surprised. Now, am I ever getting a Wisp into this thing? Kind of feels like no, but also what's the rush? Like, why do I need to place it now? Trying to decide how to move this wisp from the house. I mean, maybe I just leave it here briefly and just play other houses, essentially. Like, just get as much score as I can out of houses while the wisp is in them. Or it could be time to just go ahead and Fortune Teller. Which is another good transition between buildings sort of thing. I think I can get more buildings cheaply enough that I should keep playing. parks do score on monuments. They score less, but they do score on monuments. So that'll be next. Various like 12, 11, 10, like... Oh, and this might actually be a case of using the don't snap to, because I need to create a little bit more room. So this'll fit, but the snap to would have prevented that. Cool. So I did not snap to grid there, and that actually, I think, pays off substantially, like noticeably. It's a fair number of points because of it. Cool. I don't know if it matters to leave this little L, or if I should just leave a straight space here. So I think the L is not, I'm not fitting a building through there anyway. Let's just go flush back here. I am placing way more than 6 buildings, I'm aware, for my fortune teller value, but the good news is now I can get a really nice monument, and this like almost sort of undoes all of it, because this is like almost 6 buildings by itself. I don't love either of these. Then I can place probably 1 house and get more buildings. So if that was 12 total, like from both of these sides, to get 2 packs of buildings, then we are all good. And fortune teller is up to 150. All right, gonna need to go back into mansions, I guess. And it doesn't care about parks. I'm trying to think if I really care about where I place the fortune teller, or if I just want to use it to move a wisp around. Because that is a non-negligible value. That does matter. I could also play it over here. Do I like this? I think this has so much more score potential. Just getting close to 2 city centers versus over here, there's none. I could try some walls. Can I get 110 points in 6 buildings or fewer? Probably. Mostly looks like 42 is what I'm achieving here. And 42 is good. I don't have a problem with 42. Especially given the greater context that I can then get a 57. Or 31, much worse. Okay, yeah. A 57, which is good for my temple. And maybe I want to try and wiggle this corner to be somewhere else. Okay. Ugh. $49, but it was in a different, potentially better spot. Even more so with the 56. A 40, what was that, 54? Okay. This is a weird, different way of doing it. I can't tell if this is in any different spot at all. It's certainly very similar to where it was before. Really feels like water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink, you know? There's a lot of points here, but I don't know how many of them I can actually convert. So I'm looking at my building bar, like, what can I actually move Wisp into from park and wall? I did like the positive score I saw over here, though. So if I can get a 42 again, I'll play a 39, but... The spooky music has become quite soothing, I will admit. Okay, we are over halfway towards our goal. This video may end up being a little bit longer than I was thinking, but I'm sure no one will be disappointed by that. Okay, we are in a park. We are still ostensibly building value for a fortune teller. I could just go ahead and temple. If I'm gonna temple. I mean, I probably should have played these masons before the wall anyway. I'm not really considering my decisions that carefully if it wasn't clear, so I'm sure I'm making lots of actual play errors. I'm having fun with Halloween. Lots of placements out here that the temple doesn't care about, but it does move Wisp, which is a requirement for points. Nothing placeable through or under here. It could come as far over as like this, but I don't think the temple is going to detect that. Doesn't really look like it would. So I'd be better off going on this wall, but then the cliff houses ruin it. The cliff houses have created a mason environment that is so toxic. I can't even look over there. Okay, bit of a stumble point here. Could just I mean, I want to score the temple. And if I'm going to score the temple, I need to play the masons. But I don't need to do the temple yet. I can come back. And if that's the case, I could go ahead and tower with intent to move Wisp onto a platform up here. They'd be high-scoring buildings briefly. Yeah, why not? I'm not sure this is, like, correct, but I just kind of want to keep playing as well. I want to check out the other challenges. Okay, now I'm going to place this for nothing in order to allow me to start playing in like this. And it looks like mansions are not the move. So probably houses are going to go up here. And if that's the case, let's... I'm thinking about getting into these 9 cliff houses. That's a lot of buildings that are just sitting there. And in order to do that, I might want to come back over here on this wall. There is the 1 negative. Could also just, like, you know, place a shaman here and then go on this wall. Not a lot here that contacts multiple shamans. Or even 1 shaman, honestly. I've taken a lot of the good spots. Might be like a single... There might be a lone triple in here. A single triple is what I was going to say. There might be a lone triple somewhere in here, especially the small size I think would do it. But for right now, kind of seems more realistic to just place a 0 and then start shifting this direction. Placing the 0 is bad for the fortune teller, but again, I think my net is still going to be positive here. I am cognizant of the damage I am doing to my fortune, though. Yeah, that did not jump. Generally speaking, they won't jump off a cliff, they'll jump into a cliff, if that makes sense. Okay, got a whole parcel more buildings. I'm going to place this just to get the boon. I might be placing it anyway, but let's just look at our boon first. Okay, so reroll has to be a boon reroll. I have 2 more boons coming minimum. Weird choice, but I actually do think wall platform is a little better here. I think generally you should take reroll there, but given the constraints of this challenge and the current situation and everything. So I think this is going to end up like here, which is just going to be incredible for mansions. And it's green, so I can even put parks on it. And I guess if I'm going to play it here, I should just go ahead, because it doesn't... Realistically, I'm not getting a wisp into it. I guess that's bad for Fortune Teller. Am I playing Fortune Teller now? Do I want to wait and score 1 more time? 114 points in 6 buildings. Maybe not. Maybe I won't accomplish that. Just looking at the buildings I have. Let's play the Fortune Teller largely just to kind of simplify things. And Cliff House cannot get me back out of it. The mansion can, but the mansion has a mansion's detection radius, so... But it can under the right circumstances. It's like a 10-point difference. Doesn't score on tower, typical. Still don't have any extra houses, so I can't even do that. Little bit of a stumbling block here. I need a city center. badly. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take the lower value fortune teller. For real? Come on. Okay. I'm trying to stay near this wall for cliff houses, but like this park kind of screwed me. If I could play this, it would be a simple, straightforward improvement, but I guess, I mean, there are placements like here or here and then mansion here. I guess I go here and then mansion on the low ground. Maybe just like this. Okay, so in order to accomplish that, I just need to move over once. I need to place one mediocre cliff house. Or I can do this. And then once I get another mansion, yeah, I mean, okay, let's do that with that small cliff house. It got the score. And then we're gonna hit a 21. And now that I'm not holding buildings, I can also just go ahead and get that down. It's not gonna get wisp. Almost guarantee it. Aha! A city center. Okay, so I need this for pyres. It's also just like a helpful building to have for a bunch of reasons. And in order to get the wisp into the city center, I guess I could go into market. It's a little deranged. Thinking about duplicate, which would require me to move to get, you know, these buildings gone pretty quick. I guess I can smuggle around the plateau though. I'll demonstrate what I mean by smuggle in just a moment. So I'll go ahead and take an 18. Actually, if I can back this completely off of the ground, I will. Nah. Then I will place it completely on the platform. Fascinating playing with the auto clip or auto jump, or I don't even know what it's called, but with that feature, you know. Auto snap, I believe it is. This is going to be fun when I get to it. I need one more mansion to come out of the fortune teller down there. Okay, I'm not going to unlock new buildings yet because I want to... I don't know if I'm duplicating a city center, gang. That doesn't... It feels really useful with the constraints of this challenge, but it's not like a high scoring play. Okay, 2 mansions pretty good. 2 houses very good, but I think you probably already knew that. So the house is one of my favorite buildings for a reason. It is very powerful. And then not a lot that I can do over here. I'm gonna I can also adjust my own volume, obviously, which I have been doing, but I just want to make totally sure you can hear me over the charming Halloween music, because it's kind of slapping. It's good, it's just, a little loud. 10. Okay. Time to die. Time to play back into these and get a pretty good score, I think. Okay. 20. 20. Another one. Yeah, I mean, honestly, cliff houses are already kind of like ideally built for Wisp. Oh, also, yeah, okay, cool. I thought there was some creepy, and you can spam them. Sneaky little feature. I think there's a feature in the normal. Oh, wait, can I not click down here? Oh, okay. There's a feature in the main game as well that I think has a similar secret, not spiders, but I think something happens when you click. I don't remember what surface it is in the main game, actually. I just saw a GIF of this in the little release trailer. They're pretty cool little guys. Friendly spiders. Arachnophobia warning. Sorry, should have prefaced that, I suppose. Okay, can I get my next boon? Looks like yes. Let's go ahead and hit that. It's just like good practice. Ta-da! Free boon. I mean, increase area temple here is going to be okay. I do want to see the new boon, but I don't think this island... Like, I haven't been accruing very many of any particular building except for the huts. Now, turning 10 huts into 15 buildings that I do care about, that's kind of relevant. You know what? Let's try and do that. That seems fun. We'll take the rerolls. Okay. Back to cliff houses. But yeah, cliff houses are ideally suited for getting wisp value because they fit in really compactly and they score on each other. Like those are the ideal traits for a wispable building. Wisped up. I am fairly sure this is going to work. It might just be precise. Yeah. The little cliff houses have like almost no detection on, or no, almost no like solidity. They barely fill space. Got my extra city center anyway. That's good. Okay, so it has to just be Mason. And if I'm going into a Mason, I need to come out of Tower, Market, Warehouse. And getting into Warehouse is going to be kind of challenging. I guess that's also through Mason. Certain buildings that act like sort of hinges to unlock other placements are going to be in high demand for this challenge. I don't know if my description, act like hinges, is going to be clear to everyone, but I mean, it's a building that you can translate through. Changes what type of building your wisp is in pretty easily. These are bad, but the shape is also bad. Like there's all sorts of spots in here that I can fit L's, and I just kept getting Tetris, so just built away a little bit. We'll come back. Move up here. The scores are better. I don't know if I'm going to rotate like all the way around here. I don't actually know where. I guess mansions through here is the next goal. Because like this is a great mansion. You can see the 668 and then also all these +1s. So to do that, I need to get my wisp over onto this wall with 3 cliff houses. So a short one that fits here would be clutch. I need to focus more on moving wisp than on score. Oh, that was a normal house. Okay, I can place that back. I was hoping I could recover one of these cliff houses, but don't worry, there will always be more cliff houses. Not a building in short supply. And then we'll move over to here. And then none of this is placeable, but I could keep going over. Oh, yeah, I think this is going to be better progression in the direction I need to go. Probably 2 more cliff houses to get where I want it. Okay, we at least have to take a 13. There's no excuse to be that sloppy, even in a quick little warm-up. 13. Nice. Okay, looking like an island. Looking like a weird, highly specialized island. Yeah, the whole Mason City Center statue tower, or not statue, tower, pardon, situation is complicated. I guess I could play a tower. I could sort of come back with this wisp. What if I relocate it into a tower instead? I hate that even this one is getting that -30 because it looks like it's so barely tagging in, but it is. Oh, I have to make sure I'm grabbing the right wisp. I have to make sure I get this one. Okay, I'm going to keep 1 cliff house to have it to play, because I think having like 1 of each building gives you more versatility in how you're moving your wisps around. And then suppose we just take a 75, and then, well, okay, wait a minute. What am I even doing here? I'm trying to get mansions up here with the wisp in them. So the tower allows me to do that, but then it does not, like, I only have 1 tower. So then I'm struggling to get into my Mason into city center path. Alternately, I can just place the city center, but like, am I placing buildings over here? Why am I trying to get a city center down? This challenge is wrinkling my brain. This is requiring consideration of factors I had not previously been too conscious of. This is a good building. I'd like to be able to place this. And I did not take the expand reach, so maybe my temple's done with my masons anyway. Like, that's not getting detected. There's just no way. Yeah. So if I want my temple to detect masons, they have to be back here for a huge negative score. I mean, I think the -7 is probably worth it, but... So I'm getting the -7. I can do it out of a tower. So yeah, I'm gonna take backsies this take backsies of mine. I think I'm correct that I want to move around here, cover this with parks and mansions, and then jump it into a tower. From that tower into a mason, into a city center, into a temple, something like that. Like a city center down here is good. That's gonna be a good score. And then I have a couple other masons and lots of buildings here that are contingent on each other. But I want to get Wisp into a city center to play the pyres as well. Like, that is meaningful. I could take the Wisp out of the house into a sauna. and then from the sauna into a hut. But then what scores on huts? What am I doing? Not a ton scores on huts, especially given the limited buildings that you are given. I mean, Mountain Shrine works for exactly one of them. Guildhall works, of course, but Guildhall works on everything. It's not much of a endorsement. Could just do this. I can then link back out from a house, and 65 or 67 down here, 75. Yeah, I mean, like, this and then another house up here that recaptures the wisp feels good to me. Yeah, let's do that. It's a decision. Okay, cool. The common building types, as you would hope. Cool. Oh, just a little too far. That's okay. Now I can decide how inefficient with this space I will allow myself to be. It's like ideally I would be able to play this and pull the wisp into it. I could wait for more houses, just try and get the points elseways. That word elseways just kind of came out of me. I'm not sure that's a real word, but I like it. It has a medieval ring to it. Okay. We have succeeded in reaching the plateau, or the wall platform, pardon. Now we can succeed in the placing of the high point value mansions and parks alternating. Oh, and definitely gonna hit one of these up here too. Just gotta leave room for it intentionally. Speaking of, that 34 could do like that and leave a spot. And place it a little too far in, but I've got the spirit. The idea is good. Just needs to be refined a little bit. Okay, once again, a little bit too far in. So I'm really looking for like in line with that support beam. Let me get a visual aid to help guide me in. Okay, that fits, and that fits. And this fits. Sweet. Now, 6 more parks. I think I just do mansions here. I mean, they're just so much higher value. And kind of on that point, actually, 66 versus 69, maybe 72 over here. 69. I guess this space should actually be allocated differently, just to mansion value. It's like even if I do something very selfish for the mansions like that, I'm not really cutting into fountain value, but I'm creating more good mansion placement over here. Cool. Can't do that. 34 that wastes 1 block of space. 29 that might not waste any. Yeah, that worked out perfectly. Okay. Cool. That's a good building to get. I don't know where it's going yet. Lots of options. Build on top of the temple. I mean, it might just be like here or something for a market. Doesn't seem bad. I also still only have one house, and I'm trying to get multiple of those. So let's just go back to the well, you know? Well. And this wastes one space, and this shape is going to waste multiple if I don't get like small L, big L, big L, small L. I guess that configuration would work as long as this is placeable. And that has no room for a square, so who knows where the square will end up getting placed. Could just go ahead and hit this. I mean, most of the mansions are going to count it anyway. That doesn't resolve the square issue, though. It's kind of tough because I'm still in just mansion and tavern up here, so I need to like go through all of my other buildings in one run, you know? Okay, cool. That's what I was hoping. It moves it close enough that I am now able to place that shape, which is a bunch more points. Oh, one short. Typical. Tale as old as time. I need more houses up here. I don't really want to play anything else. I guess I'm just going to partially ruin this little space down here. I mean, what are the odds of getting all the mansion shapes I need exactly in order? They're not good. They're not high odds. And, oh, this may not even be placeable? Wait a minute. Okay, where is this being constrained? There we go. It is placeable. Okay, 2 more houses is great, because I can probably wrap up here. Unless they are both squares. That's a little challenging. Okay, so I can go L, 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 and fit 3, if they're perfect. Ah, spiders! But first I can... Sorry, don't mean to jump scare you. It's always the challenge, right? You know, I have 2 back-to-back squares, and I need to fill this platform 3 exact, precise shapes, which are not the ones I have. So, do you wait? Do you play on? What's the balance? I think for the moment, I'm just going to hit one of these, hoping that I can then fit a small L there if I happen to draw one. Oh, island complete. Sealed boon and demolish. Okay, so there are 5 more islands on the wheel. Let's just take a random boon. That seems more fun than re-rolling. Okay, neighborly. Not too bad. I do wonder how it interacts with the boon situation, but... Or with the, sorry, with the wisp situation. Don't know how neighborly will enable me to move around. And we're just going to do this. I've realized that I've reached like the hour-and-a-half point of this video, and have a whole other challenge I want to play, and stuff I need to do today. So I just wanted to record this on release day. It seemed like, you know, we're probably not getting a ton more updates. The devs have been really incredible providing support so far, but just realistically, it's not like a live service game. You know, I'm sure that these updates are driving a small amount of interest, and you know that they have a contract under certain terms and whatnot. But I don't think we'll be getting a ton more updates. So I really want to take advantage of the hype of this one and enjoy all the fun new stuff. Okay, this wisp, this problem child wisp. Do I need to get a mansion there now? Have I kind of screwed myself of using other buildings? Because I think I can't reach it with any of this. I guess I could maybe build over closer to it somehow. Hmm. That's actually funny. I wonder how strategic that is. Like, I wonder if it's even decent. Probably not. But it does let me do this for what it's worth. I mean, that's kind of funny. I don't know. I only need 1,000 more points. Let's do it. Okay. This is such an interesting challenge. I'm not the biggest Wisp fan. Like, I think it's very powerful. There's no denying that. But just the level of thought that it takes to plan out these different paths around the island. Definitely the end of a long day of work at the Long Day Factory, coming home to do Wisp math. My brain is stretching as I try and figure all this out. Okay, so the reason I was thinking about Tower in the first place is to get into Mason, because Masons don't score on that many things. And I want to have the warehouses down before I play my 3 markets. But I do have 3 markets. And if I want the warehouse up here isn't going to score at all, kind of no matter what. The only good warehouse is down here. There just aren't enough industry buildings. So maybe I just place negative warehouses. I can also at some point try and get through these hermitages, which will pull the wisp into them due to the negative. So I could take like a negative 13 here to get the wisp. There is a negative 13 that gets the wisp. And then I could play a park and then like another hermitage up here that would actually score. I just have so many other good houses up here still, and like the house is a common enough building that I expect to have to play for that. What if I instead just park further over? So I can then get back in cliff houses? I mean, is that anything? I mean, it's 22 points, but yeah, why not? Actually, no, let's move the wisp twice. Let's go 23, and then oh, come on. Come on. Is this a shrink building moment? uh, hmm. Also, at some point, I can hit one of these. Oh, dang, I already locked that. This is like probably a better spot, but whatever. At some point, I can hit a negative score boosted guild hall and probably get most of the way with the level up to the points that I need. So I'm probably almost to 5k actually, without having to solve all of this mess. Okay, so I place one of those, and then I want this to work, but it might just not. Because that looks like it should be placeable, but it appears not to be. And I'm not going to use a shrink building on it. It feels a little trolly. I don't need it to fit. 23 is pretty good, yeah. Okay. I do wonder where this one's going. Well, to my point about, I think I am just going to get 5,000. Like, I don't feel like this is, I don't feel like I've done anything great here. I don't think I'm going to be scoreboard topping with this anyway. And I do want to try out the other challenge today. So let me hurry things along a little with a, I mean, I guess I could just slam 14 huts up here to be a huge additional negative. It runs so counter to my mind to throw like this, to like intentionally make plays that I know are not optimal. Um, Especially because I want to see the building changer. So I'm not going to lay all of my huts. I think I will. Curious. I hadn't really considered, but I totally should have played a circus here. Yeah, I'm a little sloppy play, a little unfamiliar with the challenge, little sort of end of day brain, but I will just snarf up some of these points. Get the rest of these boons, see what the replacement boon looks like and does. I can show that off, hopefully. I have 4 rerolls to get it, so decent odds, I think. And I could just undo this now, but I'm not going to. Oh, second mountain shrine. Replace. Discard the buildings you have the most copies of in your building bar and draw 1.5 as many new ones at random. So currently I have 14 huts in my bar. When I mouse over this, it says, currently huts at 14, you'll receive 21 buildings at random. Well, no need to do it yet. Let's go ahead and do the score invert. I think that'll get us, well, I suppose I can finish out the level. I only need 100 more points. So we can do this and just tank the negative to get another 106 points. Some more easy points here if I need them. Cool. All right, add up the building bar, 2 temples. Awesome. Now we are going to score multiplier, a guild hall. Oh, what a suboptimal placement. Shame I have to do that. Because then I can get an 828 point level up and then undo the guild hall, and I am past 5,000 points. And I unlocked 2 new boons. We will, I don't think it matters, obviously. Let's get a bunch more buildings. 13 parks, but 15 huts, so just barely ahead. Just for my own learning, Blossom does award points, even though it doesn't. Oh, they get candles! That's cute. Okay. The blossomed Halloween trees have candles instead of little flowers. That's cute. I think being beyond 5,000 points, whenever I end this, I think it'll probably award me. But let's get 23 random buildings. Whoa. It's just cool. Like, it just gets you a ton of buildings. And if I had a fortune teller, this would be a great bar to continue with. But I'm, for right now, just going to end this challenge. And I've unlocked the sick aviary. That looks cool. And I would not be surprised. Number 6 already. Wow. People are playing this challenge. Yeah, people have been playing. Love that for them. 11,000. Wow. We will see what our dedicated Wisp enjoyers continue with, but it's cool to unlock that. I guess I can then go into settings, buildings. So I actually, yeah, I have the temple on default intentionally. I prefer the default temple, but I do like that luxurious aviary. So let's leave that. I like the luxurious lighthouse. I like the monument. I like the hermitage. Yeah, generally I like the luxurious ones. The tower I could go either way on. Same with market, but all right. So that's one of the cool new challenges. And then here's another Clairvoyage. Play for the best fortune teller placement possible. Your building draw limit will never decline, and only your highest fortune teller is submitted to the leaderboard. So Johan got 1,000-point fortune teller. That does not surprise me. Lettuce Hat got 878. These are two of the devs. And you can chat with them in the Discord server if you would like to discuss Islanders' new shores on the cutting edge. Yeah, let's play it. I'm a little nervous this video is going to far exceed the time that I realistically had to work on this today, but I want to check out the new stuff. So we are going to keep playing. Oh, it's also Halloween. And we are guaranteed a fortune teller. And I could place it right now and get 0. Okay, looks like this is going to be more standard Islanders. And I don't like this start. So we are going to re-roll a couple times. Back on more familiar footing. Okay, so it's always going to be this generator. That tracks. But this start is more appealing to me. Okay, I think it's pretty obviously going to be Verdure. Verdure is sweet, and now Fortune Tellers with 9 points. 13 with the statue. So do I want to make my statue area my greenery? I mean, this is also not like an incredible generation, but I don't want to reload the island too many times. I don't know. I'm going to be here for like an hour. Let me let me put 3 more minutes into setting myself up for success. Generally, I think I cut this kind of content for my videos. I don't talk a lot about the re-rolling involved in getting good islands, but this, as you can see, is a very different shape. It has worse sand. And this area through here is like really kind of broken up and rubbly, but I don't hate it. And I think this is actually a decent verdure area. I don't think the pumpkins are flowers. I think it's just these little greenies, little green guys. So maybe I can do city up here and verdure down on this big, relatively flat area, some hermitages on here. And I did get verdure, so we play on. Okay. Moment of truth. There are no flowers here except for those 3. And I haven't seen a score. Oh, there's a 15. Okay, so a 15 means I'm getting 3 flowers and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees. 6 trees it would have to be, right? Where's the 6th tree? I guess there's 1 right behind the mouse and 1 right behind the plus in the 15. Okay, so 6 trees is the maximum trees obtainable on the Halloween island type, I would assume. I can't find... Yeah, this spot... Oh, well, that 16 was including a fish, so... 2 fish, actually. Okay, yeah, it looks like 15 might be the highest that you can get just getting the land verdure. Okay, so... Let's use this spot out here to re-examine the shape of our verdure. We have a big line, and then 1 tree and 1 flower separate. Okay. Now, given that, I don't want to put a flower up on the hill, and I don't want to tag any flowers yet. But aside from that, I'm a little flexible. Oh, and I guess when I say flower, it appears to be a blooming tree, which is better than a flower in many ways. Worse in a couple. It's worse in that it doesn't give you blossom points because it's already blossomed. Okay, so that placement places this tree and flower relatively close and leaves me space up on the mountain, so I can place like here and even get some trees low ground. I think that's okay. I don't want to spend like actually. Okay, I have to get 850. Jeez, 850. Hmm. I'm increasingly thinking and realizing I actually don't have time to record this today. So you know what? There will be a part two to this. Hopefully tomorrow, but as soon as I'm able, I will record this challenge. And you can just take this start as a little tease. But right now I'm gonna get started on this video, editing, exporting, uploading. And I hope that you all enjoyed exploring the start of this Halloween update with me. It is very, very cool to me that the developers are still sort of actively working on the game and are active in discussing it with us. There's some really cool content in the Halloween update, so if you've been holding off on getting into New Shores, I certainly recommend it. I think it's on sale right now, even for I think it's like $10 full price. So really can't go wrong at that price point. And I hope to see you on the leaderboard soon. Thank you everybody for watching. Happy early Halloween. See you here next time for part two.